The one room, one round challenge in Call of Duty Zombies. Pretty much how it works, as you would guess, is the player must go to the next room either from left to right after every round. You see though, the bad part is that I did it on one of the hardest maps in Zombies history.
Man, shut the fuck.
Okay, so the good thing is that you are allowed to stay in the spawn room till round 3. But after that, you have to start leaving. And I gotta say, the hardest thing about this challenge is setting up. I mean, you have no time on the earlier rounds. And you go through the rounds pretty quickly, considering you have to do one round in each room. And then you repeat all the way back in spawn and do that again. So you basically don't have enough points for Mystery Box on the first way around the entire map. And then by the time you're at it again, it's like round 14. Also, if you would like a tip for rounds 1 to 5 for Shangri-La and Shinonuma, I recommend you put the thermal sight on your Shiva, as you'll be able to see the zombies way easier. But after I finished up round 3, I opened up the room on the right. And then, of course, it takes like 1,000 years to get through the mud. But what's even worse is that this room is so small. I'm pretty sure you're only allowed to be in this area. I could be wrong though, but look at, you don't have, there's 2 windows right next to you. You don't have any room at all. Once round 4, once round 3 was completed, I opened up this tunnel and then made my way down to the waterfall. This is the next room, and without a doubt, this is probably the hardest room.
Leave that little guy alone.
Oh, hey.
Man, shut your... Boy, if you don't get your squiggly diggly head.
Once round 4 was completed, the next round I made my way to was the ICR room, and honestly, I forget what I said. This room is probably the hardest one because there's like literally nowhere you can go to even train or whatever.
The zombies are coming.
What? Controller player! That is a controller player!
What the dog do? Boom.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now the next room is way easier. It's the power room, and I bought the Bowie knife. This room, once again, it doesn't have a lot of space. It is Shang after all, but it definitely has a lot more space than the ICR room.
Oh, shit.
Alright, you know what? Forget what I said earlier about the ICR room. This is probably the most difficult room, just because there literally you have no space at all. By the way, these 2 rooms are connected, so they are the same room technically. That's what ZWR says. So you do have a decent amount of space. I mean, even Verrucht is bigger than this. No! Okay, so the second last room that we have to do before we do a full loop around again is the Kuda room. Oh, and now this is the room where the high round strategy is, where I got the round 100 on, and it's definitely the easiest place to train. Not when you have to open up the door behind you, which kind of controls the spawns a lot more. Right now it's easier because I don't have to open the door yet, but as soon as I have to open up the door and when I get back here, it's going to be difficult, and it was really difficult.
Skill issue.
Alright, now for the last room. No, it's not in the tunnel. It is in the area with the perk. This room right here. You have this entire room to work with. Also, I was able to buy Juggernog, of course. There's not really a good place to stay in here once you have that door open when you have to go back to spawn to repeat the whole process around the entire map again. But I found staying right here was probably the best place to stand because even though zombies can come from around 4 different ways, I definitely found it to be the best place to camp.